Well, I have now tried Sonic Rumble, and just straight off the bat, I think they have something here. Getting it straight out of the way, yes, it is definitely just Fall Guys, but with Sonic. It has the qualified text, the eliminations, obstacles, stage design, although, you know, Sonic coded, and a lot of other things. But despite that, I really do think it could stand on its own. It has its own spin and enough of its own ideas, where it's just its own thing. It's inspired, sure, but you can see the vision they have. It even has a silly story that sees Eggman challenging everyone to battle him in his toy world. It's not super serious, but it's just really nice touches like that, where it gives it that Sonic soul it really needed. It even plays on Sonic's competitive spirit, because even despite this being clearly from Eggman, Sonic takes on the challenge anyway. Speaking on the performance side, it runs super well. I do think that's a side effect of it running off of iOS rather than Android, so I can't speak on that side personally, but at least on iPhone or iOS, it runs surprisingly well. That footage we saw definitely did it dirty as a first impression. Much like I speculated, the performance is helped by the simple but charming art style that they decided to go with. Everything is just super well decorated despite it being simple, but it has a nice presentation to it. I was really won over. Same with the stage choices. We of course have representation from the classic games. I don't think there's escaping that hellscape really at this point. But we also have representation from Sonic Lost World, which I have to add is usually their second choice for themes. Despite that though, they did choose stages that aren't just carbon copies of Green Hill, so that was definitely a plus. Something I'd like to see expanded is this actually. The rotations were really well paced, at least from the beginning, and it never really stagnated, so for future editions, I'd like to see stages from all over Sonic's history. Black Knight, Unleashed, CD, like really go crazy with it, you feel me? Also forgot to write this in the script, but I did see Starlight Zone from Colors, so there is Colors representation. But again, that's the trio they always go for. The classics, Lost World, and Colors. They never touch anything else. Oh god, wait, I haven't even touched on the controls. So it features touch controls, since it's obviously a mobile game. And it's not really shabby or anything. They're pretty decent, and just really there mostly. You do start to feel it with extended game sessions though, especially on a smaller device. Luckily though, there does seem to be controller support, but kinda not since the UI elements don't really leave once you connect one. So it's kind of half-assed. Although if all you have is your grubby hands, then you'll be just fine really. They tweaked it to where it just works and it feels okay to play. Plus the gameplay isn't really too demanding either. Pick up and play more than anything. Now onto the aspect where I have the most to say on, the monetization aspect. Now keep in mind this is a beta, so when this eventually releases to the world, the monetization will truly go into effect. But even now, where they have everything on a rings and red ring system, you can see the building blocks they're trying to establish. So the way they have you get characters currently is by the rings you collect playing the games, which by the game's release will surely become a currency, same with the red rings. Those you actually earn from challenges, which if they actually stuck with this, and maybe you could get some instant red rings or instant rings from paying, then that would actually be a good system, I feel like, at launch. Sure, it's not gonna get the buco dollars or the whales in, but it's fair. But this is a mobile game, let's be real, they're not gonna do that. And speaking of the red rings, actually, these unlock the season pass. And oh look, they already have a specific skin I specifically want in there. Now, I do know this comes with the territory, same with the monetization aspect, especially free-to-play games, but man, I just really hope they play fair with these. You can even already see how characters are going to be sorted. They have this little rarity thing on the top, so it's just more worrying than anything. It's just, I can smell every tactic they're going to use from a mile away, even if it's not active now. And it kinda sucks because this isn't a bland game like Sonic Dash or anything like that. It's actually a pretty neat game. And I was even telling myself when playing that, why is this on PC or something? It fits, actually. It especially sucks because they seem to know what goldmine they have for skins and characters, so I really, really hope they make it fair. Something super important I feel this game really needs is like an account system, because since you can buy skins and have support buddies like the Chow, I'm guessing the Wisps are gonna be added at some point, but stuff like that where you really build up your arsenal, you would want to carry that with you no matter the device. So I feel like some way to carry progress across devices or something like that would be needed. And just to save skins, because what if you lose the data on your phone? I know they can attach it to the account, so like Apple IDs, Google Play IDs, like, you know, they can attach it to that, but I think maybe something separate on their end would be a little bit better. That way they can carry it across iOS and Android. Oh, and I haven't even gotten to talk about the music, seriously. This game has a very bombastic and upbeat go get it energy to it, if you get what I'm saying. It super slaps, and the remixes of the stages it includes are also just a banger. Just really nothing else to say other than I really hope we get to hear more of the remixes that they're going to add, because I know for sure this isn't the stage selection that's going to stay there for like months and months. They're going to add more stages. Plus, it's genuinely super hard to mess up Sonic soundtracks, so you have to be really trying for those. So I'm glad they did it, in my opinion. And I really think that's it for now for Sonic Rumble. But if something happens in between or something like that, for sure I will inform, but as of now, pretty okay and good. Nothing else to say. Just whoever gets to play the beta, hope you enjoy it.